we fell in love. We were young and innocent then. Do you remember how it all began? It just seemed like heaven, so why did it end? Do you remember back in the fall, we'd be together all day long? Do you remember us holding hands in each other's eyes we stare? Do you remember the time when we fell in love? Do you remember the time when we first met, girl? Remember the time, oh, when we fell in love?